crazy to me isn't all the partying and seeing the drugs and the Molly and the shrooms and just like, cause there's a lot of stuff that happens on tours. I mean, just depends on who you're going out with. For me, the craziest shit was actually knowing that I had started something by myself and put something together by myself with absolutely no help, no investment, no guidance, no anything. And to see when I started, getting on my second, third, fourth tour, going to these cities, these people coming up to me, asking me for my autographs, let me take pictures with you, my name in the marquees. That to me was the craziest feeling because, to this date, four years ago, I was sitting in a prison cell and I didn't know what I was gonna do with the rest of my life. You know what I mean? I was at a loss. I just, I had a mentality of what am I gonna do? I'm lost. I don't know where my life is gonna go from here. And I've been doing time since I was 15 years old. And I knew I wanted to stop. And I knew I wanted to be a businessman. I knew I wanted to be my own boss. I just didn't know where I was going to direct that. Like when you're coming up from nothing, nobody wants to fuck with you. It's like, everybody in their artist is, everybody in their mama's an artist, who is this guy, this is a joke. And then for me, it was like getting over the whole white boy with the long hair and the permanent gold teeth. So it was just, overcoming obstacles, and then I seen the fruitation, I started to reap what I was sowing, and so the craziest thing was just being able to connect with fans and actually have fans. I knew like it wasn't just my local circle, my immediate circle that was supporting me anymore. This was like national situation, and to this day, just people from Australia and the UK and Canada. I think that's the craziest thing for me, and not even just touring, just all together, just going out and being able to interact with people who tell you that you motivate their lives so much. I stop people from committing suicide, or just the random stories that they tell you when you meet them, and it's like, I didn't know how much of an impact I could have on somebody else's life. The story of this van is just basically along the lines of comfortability, man. When you go on the road, you don't want to, I had a 15 passenger van, and it's just like asses to elbows. So this is something right here that's, you could like, it feels like you're sitting in your living room driving to the motherfucking next venue or whatever, man. So actually Twisted, man, he likes this shit so much, he was like, man, I don't even want a 15 passenger no more. You know what I mean? I go to auctions. So I got this from an auction, man, great condition, I love it. So I had to grab the bitch and slide out in this motherfucker. The shaggin' wagon. Nah, but dude, this Big Bertha, man, she's been good to me. So this how we ride, man. The Insane Money Tour. Easy money, twisted insane, you know what it is.
If this is what you want to do, then put everything into it and never listen to nobody and what they say. Do the shit. Because I started from homelessness, man. I was homeless and shit, sleeping in the street. I didn't have shit, I didn't have nothing, in a car. I was sleeping at the park, in a little slide in the park and shit. Had a job and shit. I quit my job, and I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I pressed these CDs up. I had my job, right? And I was going to job. I said, I'm just gonna get this money and I'm gonna press up some CDs and shit. I was going to the studio, paying like $10 an hour. Somebody's fucking addict. And I was homeless and shit. I quit my job, pressed up the CDs, and I started selling them in the street. Now, I was having all these different homeless kids go out and sell my CDs for me and stuff, And then I would give them half of the sales and shit. And we did it together, man. We really did it together, so I just owe everything to them. I used to walk for miles just to get to shows and shit, be there all smelly and fucked up. It killed that shit. And then sell a whole bunch of CDs and get money for a room that night, man. This shit was real, you know what I mean? I was fucking hungry. And it's just crazy, man. Now they paying me to come do shows and shit, I remember the homie T-Nut, he put me on, he heard my shit, and he was like doing the same thing. He put me on one of his compilations. I was like the first thing I was kind of like on. I was just still homeless and shit. And then, these homeless kids were going around with my CDs and my samplers, you know what I mean? All those kids, man, and all those homeless people that was out there doing that stuff, and all those people in general, those fans that I call them fam, that was out there doing those stuff, are the reasons that I'm anywhere that I am today. So really, I owe everything to them. just believe in yourself, man, and do anything you want to do in life. I swear to God, you can do anything you want to do, man. All you gotta do is do it. Take the steps to do it and do that shit. You know what I mean? Don't let nobody tell you can't. Straight up. And if you can't get in, do it yourself.
People have two complete different ideas of what they think is going on. Oh, Paul and Juicy don't look. No, you have no idea. They don't. Them guys made too much money not like each other. They just have different fucking grinds. That Paul wanted to put the crew back together. Juicy wanted to go solo, and they're gonna come back around and hit everybody in the fucking face. Now that Juicy's doing what he's doing, and Paul's keeping that grime still with it, and I'm always gonna be right here. I'm not under contract with nobody, but it's mafia for life for me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's for life. Like it's once you get in that shit, you're in there, like for life.